great pass rushing as well as great coverage play in the secondary. I mean, the secondary. I mean, when you have Lito Shepherd on your bench, he's the nickel. He's the nickel back, and he's a former Pro Bowler. I mean, that shows the depth. You know, Asante Samuel, Sheldon Brown, the starting cornerbacks. But you have, I mean, in general, you have, I mean, Trent Cole. I'm gonna talk about him. Great pass rusher, and also inside Mike Patterson and Broderick Bunkley. Bunkley showed a lot of improvement from his very sluggish rookie year. Second year, a lot of improvement, shedded some weight, and was able to gain that strength as well. The linebackers are a little green, just a little bit, but I think playing behind a good defensive line that the Eagles have will help them. And, Donovan McNabb coming back, and he's healthy, had a healthy preseason. Then you have versatile running back Brian Westbrook. I mean, just one of the most talented players in the NFL. I mean, from Villanova, Division FCS, used to be Division 1 AA. And the wide receiver core, they have to step up, though. Reggie Brown has to stay healthy and show his potential. Kevin Curtis should be back around week 4, week 5. Deshaun Jackson, who Rod Woodson called Fraction Jackson because of his small frame, has really made some waves, and he's going to provide a jolt as a third receiver and the kick returner. He's going to be the main returner for the Eagles. He's explosive coming out of from the University of California, Berkeley, and he can definitely make an impact a la Devin Hester did with Chicago. And I think that type of special team play will help Philadelphia be able to return to the top of the NFC East and be NFC East champions. The Dallas Cowboys, everyone's picking them to go to the Super Bowl and win the NFC East, but Tony Romo will not have the same type of season he had last year. Terrell Owens, top-notch wide receiver, but he's getting older. He's around 36 years old this season. So that's the thing. I don't know if he can stay healthy for the whole year. He's had nagging injuries throughout his career. Then you have, I mean, Patrick Creighton will step up. Isaiah Steinbach, I like him, the former quarterback from the University of Washington. I like him to be a good weapon as a third or fourth receiver. Then, I mean, I have to say, too, Marion Barber, I'm going to talk about him. Marion Barber III will make a huge impact at running back. And defensively, top-notch unit. I mean, the secondary could be another great secondary. You have Terrence Newman, Anthony Henry, the starters, and then Pac-Man Jones is starting off as the nickel back. I mean, you know that guy's a playmaker. He's going to play center field and definitely grab some interceptions and help in the return game. And then you have Ken Hamlin, very underrated safety, and Roy Williams, who is sliding a little bit. I mean, his skill set is kind of regressed, but at the same time, he's still very physical, and he still has talent around him in the secondary. And, of course, DeMarcus Ware, you know, one of my favorite players, one of the most versatile linebackers in the NFL, and he can be a Hall of Famer only in his 4th season. And Marcus Spears can step up to be a good pass rusher. But the Cowboys, they've been very lucky in not having major injuries. And I think this year they can be hit with some injuries, but they will still make the playoffs. The New York Giants, defending Super Bowl champions, the Giants, Eli Manning, I think, is going to have a good season. He really is, because look at the weapons, the receivers he has. I mean, you have Plaxico Burress, who is going to step up now that he has his contract. And then you have also, too, Amani Toomer, veteran, dependable guy. Steve Smith, who reminds me of like a young Amani Toomer. He makes the right catches, runs great routes, and made some great plays in the Super Bowl. He can end up being the second guy by the end of the season. All respect to Amani Toomer, but Steve Smith is really a solid receiver. And then they have Sonoris Moss as well as Mario Manningham, just good weapons. And the running backs that they have, I mean, Brandon Jacobs, Derek Ward, Amar Bradshaw, any of those guys can be effective. That shows the offensive diversity, and their offensive line is now, I would say the offensive line is the best in the NFL. I mean, they protect Eli, and then they set so many holes, as you've seen from all those running backs being successful last year. Defensively, even though they lost Michael Strahan due to retirement and Osi Umenyiora with the knee injury, Justin Tuck and Matthias Kuanuka are still talented bookend defensive ends. They're still talented. They can each get 10 sacks. They still are very good pass rushers. Good interior defensive line. Also, too, the linebackers, Jarris Wilkinson, look out for him to play really well next to Antonio Pierce. And then the secondary is much improved. Kenny Phillips, I'm going to talk about him later. But, I mean, you have Aaron Ross and Corey Webster. Those guys are improving. James Butler and Sammy Knight is strong safety. Would not be surprised if they won the NFC East. And the Washington Redskins, Jason Taylor already is injured. And the things that they don't have any type of pass rush other than him. He will be double teamed. So it's up to Andre Carter to step up. It's really up to him to step up. And also, too, I mean, they do have unheralded linebackers in London Fletcher, Rocky McIntosh, and Marcus Washington. Good linebackers. And then at quarterbacks, I mean, Sean Springs, he's getting older. Carlos Rogers, okay, player, you know. But LaRon Landry, he can end up being other than Jason Taylor, the top player in this defense, and then Reed Doherty, okay guy, you know. But Washington, and offensively, they have a new head coach in Jim Zorn, no head coaching experience. So I think they're going to have some bumps in the road. Jason Campbell, he doesn't have the receivers. Santana Moss is inconsistent. They have rookie receivers that's going to take them time. As I said earlier, rookie receivers are not that successful coming in, and it's going to be tough for Malcolm Kelly and Devin Thomas to really come in and make an impact. Clinton Portis, his durability is always an issue. So I think Washington, just in that tough NFC East, they will, you know, I don't know if they're going to have they're definitely not going to have a miracle run like last year to be, because remember, they were in last place in the NFC East, and they had that miracle run to make the playoffs. I do not think they're going to do it this year.